This creative relaxation is a form of meditation, although it does incorporate some of the principles concerning the way the mind works, which I have utilized from my Solution Focused Hypnotherapy training. You will not be in a state of hypnosis. You will be in a state of relaxation or meditation. I would like you to begin by sitting or laying comfortably, making sure that the temperature in the room you are in is comfortable for you, and also making sure, as far as you can, that you will not be disturbed. You may like to have available a blanket to put over you. And as you are resting there, I would like you to bring to mind a memory of walking somewhere beautiful for you out there in nature. Now, I don't need to know whether you're walking near a beach, whether you're walking on a beach, through a forest, or on a pathway which will take you between snow-topped mountains. It matters not. Just follow your pathway out there in nature and allow yourself to become aware of the sights, smells and sounds which surround you on this winter walk through nature. And as you're walking, you might become aware of the sounds of birds, the sounds of leaves rustling as your footsteps make their way ahead, or perhaps snow crunching underfoot. Or maybe you are visualizing a winter time spent in a warm land, and what you are experiencing is very different. But I know that the conditions are the perfect conditions for you. And as you're walking, you look ahead and you can see a lake. You can see a jetty and you can see a boat waiting beside that jetty. And there is someone to guide that boat, a man or a woman who you know you can absolutely trust. And so you make your way down to the jetty. And when you're ready, you step into the boat, which feels nice and secure. And you can see somewhere to sit, very, very comfortably, where you can lay back a little bit to look at the sky, but also to look at the horizon comfortably. So you have a good view of everything around you. And your trusted person starts to guide the boat to the middle of the lake. And when you arrive at the middle of the lake, you're aware how still everything is. You're aware of how the engine of the boat has ceased working. And you may choose at this point to look up at the sky. You may see those mountains which are snow-capped. You feel the stillness of the air. You can hear a few sounds which become more intense against the backdrop of stillness. You're aware of the sounds made by fish beneath the surface of the water. But in the distance you can hear a distant church bell chiming. And that sound is so clear, so smooth, so beautiful, that your thoughts just become clearer and clearer, clearer and clearer, and you're suddenly aware of your breath, that your breath is much slower, much deeper, and you're taking the time to breathe out completely, to really empty those lungs. And as you empty your lungs, at the end of a long, deep breath, you start to think of those things which have been part of the year that is almost at an end. And you know that you want to let go of some things because you don't want to take them with you into the new year. And that's fine, because you know that those things can just kind of fade away. Whether they're memories that need to fade into unimportance, old grudges, old angers, old fears, or simply old habits or old ways of doing things. You know that you can let go of these. Just kind of imagine them floating away on the surface of the water. And if there's anything that you feel is difficult, you can pick up the pen and paper that sits beside you and write down what it is that you would like to transmute, what it is that you want to dispel from your life, to expel from your experience of life. So if you need to, you pick up your pad and you write on the page one or more things that you want to leave in the past, factors which are no longer useful to you, factors which would hold you back. You might find, though, that you're very grateful to these things for being a part of your life at one time, because you learnt something, or experienced a blessing or a pleasure or a joy of some kind. But now it is time to let go. So you write a few words, or maybe draw a picture that will represent the thing that you would like to let go of, or things, because there's often more than one. Sometimes we need to change an attitude, behaviour, or way of reacting. When you're finished writing, you will just pop the piece of paper in your pocket and just allow it to rest there, because you're already beginning to think of the next stage of your journey and how you're going to create a better compass to take you through the coming year. You're going to become more in touch with that part of yourself which knows how to guide you, or maybe even exterior sources of guidance, those on earth, those which come from the spiritual realms. But you're just aware now of how you're looking towards the future and thinking more about how you would like it to be. And as you start to think these thoughts, you're aware that the boat is moving once again, moving towards a jetty on the far side of the lake. And as you look at that jetty, you can see a house nearby, which may be very simple, or it may be like quite an elaborate summer house or garden house. But you're aware of this building, and you're aware of how quickly you have arrived at the jetty. And you thank your trusted person who guided your journey here. You thank the man or the woman, knowing that they will wait for you. Your boat person secures the boat, and you step up onto the jetty. You're aware that the air is cool, and that it's getting towards the time when the sun will set. And you snuggle your coat around you, but you're beautifully comfortable. and you walk up to the house, and the door just opens when you push it, and you step inside into this really cozy space. In one corner there is a wood-burning stove, and if you have a piece of paper in your pocket, if you notice down anything which you want to leave behind, which you want the power of life to transmute, you're going to just walk over to that stove, open the little doorway, and pop your piece of paper in, and feel tremendous satisfaction as you watch that piece of paper. You watch those issues being transformed by the element of fire. And as you watch this, a peace just washes over you, and you notice a lovely, comfortable armchair, and you wander over to it, and you make sure that you're comfortable. You've taken your coat off and put it somewhere safe, somewhere sensible. Maybe you've just folded it and laid it on a surface. Maybe there is a hook and you have hung your coat up. You notice there is a blanket beside the place where you're sitting, and you probably want to just put it comfortably over you. You're not cold, but it's just very comforting to feel tucked in, because it brings to mind those memories of those times when our parents tucked us in and we felt totally safe. And when we feel safe, we are more in touch with that part of our mind, that wise part of ourselves that some people call the soul. Some people call it the higher self. Some people call it the higher brain. It doesn't really matter what we call that wise part of ourselves that has within it the highest wisdom that we possess, that has within it the compass which guides us in life. And so you're resting there. You're allowing your eyes to close, and you're seeing yourself as though you're on a screen. And this wise part of yourself is guiding you. Maybe you're aware of a helper from the spirit world, or maybe you're just aware of the highest wisdom that is yours, guiding you. And you ask to see on the screen of your mind, within the theatre of your mind, you ask to see something which it is important for you to see in the coming year, because it's something which your inner compass would like to guide you towards. This may be something that you're already doing, that you will perhaps do more of or do differently, but it's something that the wisest part of you wants to bring into your life in the coming year, something which will give shape, purpose and joy to your life. And as you're aware of this and you're resting peacefully, you know that you're going to see on a screen inside your mind, a bit like a cinema screen, something which represents this sense of direction for you, this sense of direction which will bring you a blessing, this sense of direction which will allow the essential you to unfold in a positive way. You might see pictures and images of something that you will actually do. You might see a symbol or something which represents that, or a scene in your mind, but just allow the images to come, the images to pass you by, as though they are on a cinema screen. And then ask the wisest part of you. And to do this, I want you to imagine there is a light in the center of your chest. And when you're in touch with that light, you're in touch with your own wisdom. You're in union with your own feelings, as well as your own higher thinking. And one is not dominating the other, because in reality they are blending together. And you're in tune with whatever you believe the wisdom of the universe to be. And you will experience in a moment a flower, an image, a symbol, an animal perhaps, a gift from the universe that is special for you this coming year. And I want you to notice what this is, and to nurture it, and to carry it within you, to nurture it, to love it, to breathe it into greater existence within your everyday life. There might be a creative avenue with this, or it may seem to be something very mundane, but whatever it is right for you. We're right for your own soul growth, right for your own personal growth, right for the life that you will live this coming year. And this image, this gift, is part of the inner wisdom that is yours, and thus it is part of the inner compass which is guiding you. And all you have to do is to watch, feel, and listen. So take a moment to be thankful for the gift which has been yours, the gift which you will take with you. Give thanks also to the transformative power of fire, whether you have indeed burnt a piece of paper bearing that which you wish to transform, or whether you had no need to do so. Just know that mankind should have a great gratitude towards the element of fire and all elements here present in this world. It is now time to fold your blanket and put it on one side. Notice the colour of your blanket and the colour of any gift that you have received, for this will have some significance for you. And get ready to put on your coat. And as you step outside, you realise you are stepping into the darkness of evening. It is not yet totally dark, so you can see your way to the boat, and there are many stars illuminating the heavens above. And you just walk to the boat to be greeted by your boatman or woman who was expecting you. You step onto the boat, take up your seat, and you're surprised how quickly you are delivered back to the point from whence you came. You thank your boatman or woman, give them a hug and a kiss, and then you're going on your way, for that person belonged to this part of your journey only. And as you walk from the jetty, you look for your pathway, and you notice the pathway is slightly different to the one along which you walked when you came this way. but you're walking into a new year. You're walking forwards. Notice how smooth your pathway feels. Notice how new your pathway feels. Notice how different it feels to walk with the stars illuminating your journey, in the way that the stars have illuminated the journeys of generations and generations and generations of people across many millennia. For we know that our ancestors used practical astronomy to find their way. They allowed the patterns of the heavens to be their guide, and we can allow the patterns which we have within us to guide us as we walk our pathways of life, to guide us and to inspire us as the inspiration filters down from the stars above. I'm going to count up to 10, and when I get up to 10, it will be time to open your eyes and to come back fully to everyday waking reality, relaxed, refreshed and alert. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, getting ready to open your eyes. 10. If you feel you would like to share anything you have experienced on your journey, please just drop me a line, and I would be only too delighted to know what it is that you have experienced, and maybe to work with you a little bit with it. Thank you for being with me. Thank you.